Tupac is alive! Well, at least, did you see that light come on? Oh, at least Demetrius Shipp Jr., he did a good job, man. I felt like I was watching Tupac. The movie wasn't as smooth as I would like it to be or as in depth, but I felt like I was watching Tupac. So he did a great job. Tupac is alive. Tupac back. Tupac back. All eyes on me. I know it's kind of cheesy. It's kind of cheesy, but I'm gonna roll with it. So stay tuned, because I'm about to do my review of the Tupac movie. Then at the end, I'm also show you how to tie a Tupac bandana. All right, y'all, check it out. Overall, the movie is probably about a B to me. B minus. And I'll tell you 2 reasons. It was too quick. Relationships were built. I just dropped an I. Relationships were built too quick, and subject matter was gone over too quick. It didn't take time to develop. I guess because you knew part of the story, so they hurried up and go. I'm not a gangster rap fan. I don't like some of the things they say they do or promote. Some of them, I guess they do them, but most of them don't. Like Dr. Dre said many years ago, it's entertainment, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger running in killing cops. He's not doing that. It's entertainment. So I'm not a big fan of gangster rap, but I am a fan of hip hop. I'm a fan of people with lyrics, and Tupac definitely had lyrics. He had the vision. He had a message. Just a great man, from my understanding, and through his lyrics, a great man. So that's one thing that I definitely like about the movie. First, let me tell you some of the multiple scenes that I like. Then I'll tell you some of the things I did not like. All of the scenes with Tupac and his mom, man, they gave me chills. I love my mama. Dear mama, and the way they had him interact with the lady who played his mom on there. And I just love those scenes personally, you know. So that was a great scene for me. Some of the scenes I also like is when he's just rhyming. He on stage doing his due. And if you're a hip hop artist, you'll probably love the picture. If you're a Tupac fan, you'll probably love the picture. But just him being an artist, to see him rock the mic. I'll tell you one scene I'm so excited about is like, as soon as he says, I'm on death row, or whatever he says when he's about to get out of the jail. Then he come in, walk in the studio, see the baddest producer on the planet, Dr. Dre. Then he turns there, boom, get on the Dr. Dre track, boom. Then he turned there, get on the Snoop Dogg track, boom. And I think he did another track, boom. Then there's an album release party, boom. Then he's on tour. That felt good, especially to a hip hop artist, a lyricist, just to see that action. And I'm not sure if it exactly happened. It might have been. I know there were a few things in between, like a couple scenes in between, or a couple, but it just felt like boom. He walked in here, did that, boom. Walked out, walked in here, boom. Did that, boom. Things was together. He did what he had to do, and then he went on tour. I like that. That was fun. That was a good flow to me. Another thing, couple things I liked is a little bit of explanation about his mom. Now, some of that FBI scene, I guess they had to keep it in there to show how harsh certain things were living with his mom. But I like, one thing I do like is how they showed that she was on the drugs. You know, I heard him say that in the song, Crack Fiend Mama, you know, but Black Queen Mama. But I didn't know really she was on. I'm like, how's she look like she looking now? She's on crack. I didn't know. I never searched it out, but I heard him say it in the song. So I'm glad they kind of went into that, or at least showed that little scene with her being on the stuff. You know, I like how they showed a little bit about his father and him looking at his stepfather and trying to be like him and being a revolutionary. That was cool. Another untold story that I didn't know is you see all of these big records and all of these things that he had, and I understand artists don't make money, but I didn't understand that he didn't have enough money to really get out of jail. I knew he got bailed out of jail, but I didn't really read and learn that, okay, he just didn't have the money to do it. You know, I thought it was more because of what he did that he couldn't get out of jail. And I knew they bailed him out of jail and brought him to death row. But that was good that they kind of put that in there to show that his money was being messed up and held and all this stuff. So as big and as powerful as he was in those 2 albums that came, it didn't matter. You know, that money was still tied up into places, and that's why you needed someone like a Suge Knight to get you out. I like the documentary style, how it was documenting his whole life until boom, till he got to death row, and then it just went on to as it was a real story. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So about the Faith, Tupac, Biggie story, I wish they would have expounded on that a little bit more. I mean, you had Tupac, I taught him his game, I taught him what he knows, I told him to go play. He slept on my couch, and I mean, all of this is possible because Tupac was from the area, East Coast. He was more popular than Biggie at a point, at a time to what, 93, 94, somewhere in there. I mean, so it's possible all that could have happened. They just didn't expound on it enough. The Faith story, I mean, you know it. I guess you know the story, so they say the untold story, but you could have expounded on it. How did it really influence Biggie's writing? Was he that mad? He looked at a magazine cover, but you know, oh man, you know, but that what didn't really show. I mean, for something to be that was the biggest thing. The two rivals, East Coast, West Coast. And for you not to expound on their loving relationship first before you just go off into this what everybody thinks happened, you know, that I didn't like. You know, they should have showed something. I mean, I know they hung, he rocked on the mic with him. I mean, as much as you could have done, but an extra 10 minutes to that would have been good. I just think they should have taken a little bit more time instead of just writing here, writing there, a little bit more time to develop at least that character in this Faith story. About her coming to the studio, not getting paid. And you gotta look up the Faith story. You'll hear what she said happened. She didn't get paid, didn't get the money. I mean, did she have sex with him? I don't know. It is what it is. Jada Pinkett's tweet. She says she didn't have the letter read to her. She probably didn't have the letter read to her. She has no reason to lie about that. And the way she felt about her relationship, that's one thing I can't get on. If she doesn't feel good about it, it's probably the truth. So I'm not sure why they did it that way. Again, it could be creative license, but you know, she gave respect to the actors, so that's one thing. The way he got back with Quincy Jones' daughter. Because evidently he had an issue with Quincy Jones, and all of a sudden they're together. Not they're back together, but they are together, and everything's cool with Quincy Jones. I heard he had some dealings with Quincy Jones, or he was going to teach him or something. I wish they would have put that in there somehow, just to show how that development goes, because I didn't know that stuff before he passed away. So the ending. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'm going to give you time to walk away, turn off the video if you don't want to hear this spoiler alert. Tupac dies at the end of the movie. Anyway, I don't like how the movie ended. They could have added 5 more minutes on the end of the movie to let his fans mourn him. You know, let it show him in a hospital bed, you know, or something. They just left the brother dead on the street. Spoiler alert, dead on the street. I didn't like that. That was silly. There was a lot more than him just down on the street. 2 more minutes could have shown a collage of, instead of these words they flash on the screen. I don't like that at all, guys. But you could have shown a collage of people putting up flowers. And I remember when he died. I mean, you remember this stuff. People was mourning this man. You could have showed a collage of that. You could have showed the response from his mom, from his fiance. Don't just leave a brother dead in the street. And I know you're trying to leave us guessing or whatever. He halfway breathing, whatever. Then you put up some words, but to me it wasn't cool. Extra 5, 6 minutes, whatever, just to show that outpouring, that love from the fans, the Tupac fans, and then the hate from the other side of the fans. Another thing they didn't touch up on, and I guess it's hard to touch up on this, but I mean, he's supposed to be alive in Cuba somewhere with Elvis Presley. So, you know, did nobody say anything about that in the movie? I'm trying to run back and think. why didn't they talk about one of the biggest issues right now is Tupac alive? Is Tupac alive somewhere doing what he do? Nobody solved the mystery. They said that, which is cool, but they just could have ended it a little bit different. I know you say, Greg, you trying to make the movie another 3 hours. It's trying to be like the Happy video, 24 hours. Well, not really. There's some ways they could have cut. Certain things didn't make sense to me, but again, I'm not a movie maker. But the Clifton Powell scene where he told him not to kill somebody, and then next scene they do together, he killing somebody, I didn't get that. I mean, I might have missed something. If y'all know why that scene came up, I mean, I didn't get it. Now, was it a true scene? Did the old man say, nah, don't be killing nobody, squash that, and then he go kill somebody? I don't know. So I can look that up. But they could have took that scene out. I don't know if it was that important, to add more about a Biggie scene or a Faith scene, But I guess jail time was important because he was in jail. But you know how jail is. Well, we imagine how jail is. That's enough. Now, I guess this needed to be there, but a scene they could have shortened was that the shooting where the kid got shot. They let that argument go a little bit longer, but I guess they had to build up to it. They couldn't just come in and say, hey man, I'm mad. Hey man, I'm mad. Pow, pow, pow. I get that. But some of that, maybe they could have shortened. 5 minutes, 2 minutes here, whatever, so they can put it on to something that makes sense that we want to know. I mean, I don't want to know how this kid got shot. It was dumb, but I do want to know what did Faith, was she in the studio? Was they hugging up on each other? Did she do this stuff on purpose? Or he's with Quincy Jones's daughter. So he had to be liked by a big music industry music industry man by Quincy Jones to even be with his daughter. That's just how the industry goes, I'm sure. Why didn't they bring that relationship in there at least a little bit? And then I think I read, don't quote me on this, but I think I read that Quincy Jones was helping him on some things towards the end of somewhere in their relationship, with his daughter. And which also brings me, you with Quincy Jones' daughter, a multi-millionaire, probably $100 million of dollars. I'll look that up. So it says Quincy Jones' net worth $300 million. So let's just say back then it was $100 million. So you with this guy with all this money and all this power, and you can't get away from Suge Knight? You can't make a deal with Suge Knight? Or that's just not how the music industry works? I don't know. But it seemed like if you in love with this man's daughter, y'all are engaged, it seemed like something could have happened where he didn't have to do Death Row East or be with Suge, whatever. So that's puzzling. And even if that's the case, they should at least showed a little bit with Quincy Jones somehow, some way, if they had some kind of relationship, because it had to affect Tupac as we know him today, being with his daughter and knowing the father, Quincy Jones. Another scene they made really quick, 2 brief seconds of Dr. Dre, whatever, and a little bit more than that. But they had him gone, just like that. No, nothing. You knew that it was something. Of course, the story, so it is what it is. What happened? We know what happened. He started Aftermath, but what happened? Nothing in the movie to show anything. He was just gone from dinner. Boom, gone. Here's how I made my Tupac bandana. Took a regular old dollar bandana, square, or maybe you have to go get some paper or get some cloth. I folded it in half, and I learned this from this lady right here. I'm gonna put her video up. I folded it into half. It can overlap, doesn't matter. And so now it's like one of these. So it's like one of those. And then the way she did it, But she had a little bit thinner when she rolled this over, and then she rolled it backwards. So basically like one of those fans we used to make when we were young. Roll it one way, then she rolled it over, then she rolled it backwards, and she rolled it over. And she might have left some of this out to where it was a little thin like that. That's how I did it. Put it on my head like that. But I saw in a movie he had a little thicker one. So I would imagine he just made it a little bit fatter. Might have been a little bit bigger one. Of course, he had a lot of money. But the thing is, fold it one way, fold it back, fold it one way, fold it back, and make it thicker. And wear it this way, down somewhere in your ear. Or he also wore some this way, which is funny. I think they showed Biggie wearing something like this first. So let's see here. So anyway, and then he wore it like this occasionally, but it was real big and thick, the way he had it in the movie. You know, I don't think he had any of that showing. He had more designs there. But anyway, there you go. That's a quick version of how to do a Tupac bandana. There you go.